So I just wanted to tell people that when you're reaching for discovery in things that are this hardcore, you're not crazy at all. These people need to deflect from their own actions and suggest to like everybody and anybody and even paid crisis actors and all sorts of fucking people. You wouldn't believe what happens to targeted individuals unless you actually became a truth teller yourself to find out for yourself. But the war that we face is real. These people want to set up and prop up their tables all hunky-dory, and they're in a losing battle when all they are is filled with lies. So I'm flipping the tables and I'm staying locked in. I'm not standing up for these people where in the aftermath of the most horrific war most people would never even think to see going on in the backgrounds of your life. But I'm out here asking for justice, asking for truth. These people have a lot to answer for themselves that they can't even face me in or face me on. So it's made it very clear to me how these people are and how they want to move in the backdrops of my life. I mean, just you're reaching out to the police time and time again. Why can't they move in police activity regarding you? There's something there to air about. And it's just the fact that these people don't want me to even seek the truth in this, to seek justice and answers, because the madness that's been created, it's just, I'm trying to reach for that divine clarity in a system that's built to have me question my own reality in that way. It's very narcissistically created out here for targets and people that have, these criminal matters in the backgrounds of their lives, to say the least. So I'm gonna try and really dig deep and get raw and powerful with the emotion as it's been, for awareness's reasons. It has nothing to do with making a smear campaign. It has everything to do with me coming out and speaking my truth. These people need their smear campaigns, and they need to constantly basically take the steel wool and scrub away Matthew Murden, period, because of what they've done to me. And so it's just, no one's gonna actually accept those things. Not a fucking person out here. So for Johnny Lee and these people all deflecting from my initial reason, just to even substantiate my own emotional value from what's happened to me, to take it out into speech, it's just crazy that these people can even think that they're going to get away with this when it comes to the Lord. But I'm not crazy. I'm awake and I'm aware, and there's a big difference. These people are actually crazy. Like, they're the ones that are accepting money, funneling money to work with their NGOs and all of these partners to do completely ridiculous evil shit, man. And I'm talking evil all the way down into the fucking systemic levels. The places you think that are there to help you, protect your interests, protect your income, protect you, they're not there to protect you at all. They're there to make sure you don't know about this stuff, and they're there to protect their criminal buddies, their criminal elite. That's it. But I've been wounded hardcore, and I'm still breathing through it. But the scariest thing that I've ever had to face in this was the truth. I found out where it was coming from, where all of these things have been coming from: the surveillance, the manipulation, the digital traps, just mining my data specifically to target me and all of my hurts, pains, love, dreams, anything. They'd collect on these things to then suddenly switch up as if they were being programmed themselves. And and they have a hard time with me just coming out here because, look, if it was McDonald's or fucking any other job out here I was targeted in, I wouldn't been able to do anything organically with their awful aiding and abetting in this crime against me. And then to think that these places are coming from systemic levels deep, where you are going to the police at first, you are expecting police work to investigate, you are reaching out for justice because you are cornered in your life. But the answer that you get is the silences and the backdrops of shutting off their body cameras, asking for your police report. They don't even have anything written. They haven't been working for my benefit inside of this crime for a long time. They've been working in the benefit of allowing my father to get away with fucking his whole entire family. And people can think whatever they fucking want. I know the fucking truth after surfacing my memories time and time again. And finally, this last time, I'm on the run from these people. I am not going to tolerate these people coming around me to ever poison me again. And mind you, now that that's the case, my car... Something's happening to me every time I get in this car. It's a tiredness that's beyond like ordinary stress levels and everything else just making you that tired. It's like legitimately, it says to me that now that they can't poison me to get me all out of state, they're poisoning my car to get me up all out of state. At least that's what it puts in my mind. Based on the fucking fact that I was too tired to like move my car into the garage. And then those are the things that happen next. On top of them doing something specifically to make me have my body chelate. They just wanted me to die. They didn't want this stuff to fucking come to surface at all. But they're hiding behind two faces. Double minds, double-mindedness of the system, double-mindedness of the police, double-mindedness of every little systemic place that you could think that should be protecting you in the system, but instead is leaving you off in silences, in the shadows. Basically, you're a sacrifice. I'm a targeted individual, and I'm not imagining this. I've lived it. Digitally, mentally, spiritually, physically, in all ways, they have been trying to erase me. And when I said I wanted answers, they called it delusion. When I was after them for anything of the truth, they had to move within their own recluse design of reason. It wasn't me, pushing these people to the levels of affairs that they were taking into my life. No. I, as a matter of fact, thought I had some of these people in my life. So I was bringing them the same information that they would be utilizing either right on the spot or later on down the road against me to stop me from my own truth. So, can you tell me this? What is this world? What is this system? What are these places supposed to do? And are they doing it regarding systems that be, and regarding situations like this? I just don't think that these systems in the world are pumping up to protect the victims. They're protecting these elitists, and they're protecting their own statuses, and they're protecting their own interests altogether. Their interests are not helping you, the victim, inside of these crimes, reestablish your life. No, these people are legitimately trying to suffocate you down to the cellular level, mind you, with poisons, and suffocate you as far as out in the world goes with how everyone is able to view you. So you can see it gets really kind of fucking weird and scary when you realize the people who are doing this to you are the people that are supposed to be there taking your side and helping you through these things, but instead they're just working in complicit crimes. And when you pull back the curtain, you don't find any justice. No, you find total control over these targeted individuals until they're dead. Which is why I have a mission inside of my stuff, voicing for the voiceless. I don't think it's very hard to think to yourself that a lot of fucking people dying in droves these days don't have a story, and I don't think that there's any there's not anything wrong with you tying your prayers and the value to the Lord, to then tie yourself to these stories in your belly, to be able to speak on them. These hearts can't even trace back to the source of pain that initiated them into being so hateful, so evil, and just downright malignant and narcissistically malevolent. So I'm not going to be silent now, because my heart's been ran in that race. It's been outsourced in a way that not even I, in my mind, could reason with to think that these things are happening to me. You just get to a point where you're just so damn low and depressed, you don't know what's going on. You don't even know why you're crying anymore. You maybe did start knowing why you're crying before you got to the paper and a pen to write this stuff down. But that's a memory that came back to me. That exact thing. Me scrambling to get to the paper to write what my experiences were with Jesse, to get to the paper, and I'm still crying, and I can't even remember it now. I can't even surface what I was originally trying to get to the pen and paper for. And if that's not sad enough for somebody to realize that this is a fucking crime over me, there's many other fucking areas these same type of things happening. And then if that's not enough to let this be heard, I mean, by God, I'm not asking for your sympathy. I'm actually demanding accountability, and I'm hoping that I can get empathy out here, because I'm demanding transparency in a justice system that's been for sale to these evils, obviously, in my life. And freedom itself shouldn't come with these conditions. Freedom should be free. A true patriot speaks out to be free from these things and these clutches that are stopping us from being able to grow to who we would otherwise be, who we would be, to grow at all. I mean, these people are and have legitimately suffocated my mind in ways I know for a fact that there was no way to surface even a little portion of myself. So when I came back to, and I had to really move hard to figure out how I'm going to get away from these people, because they had so much control over my life. And I shouldn't have ever had to fight that way. So I'm speaking up. And if that makes me crazy, and if that makes me sound crazy, then maybe you should take a really good long look at the whole world around you, because this whole fucking world in this way has been crazy for a long time. People out here are legitimately getting away with murder. They're legitimately getting away with a lot of fucking crimes. And these are the same people, mind you, who are supposed to be protecting you from the crimes this whole entire time. So maybe you're not able to see it because, you know, there's a lot to be thought about and discussed about in between the lines of the books we read, of the articles we go to when we're curious about stuff. And all of the questions that we have when we go online, for an example, is the same thing that's actually allowing us to try to surface what's happening to our lives. And it's also a very sane thing to do. So when they're saying that you're insane because of their all insanity, I hope that people can see clear through this shit, because my life was almost predetermined on multiple occasions, mind you. And in the past, and in that past year, with these people working to converty up their affairs, move about my life, stuff me into an early grave. She was paid, mind you. Her own daughter got a car so she can go to law school. Oh, let's go train people right off the bat how we can steal money off of people trying to illegally stuff people into a box and then raise up your own little girl to go to school for law. Oh, good God. That girl's heart's got to be so fucked up with all this. And if it's not, oh, it's just sad. That's all I can say. They made money off of me. They made money off of killing me. And she's gonna be... I agree, she has every right to go to law school. But the fact of the matter is that she's driving to law school inside of a car that's been financially created by this crime against me. And then lo and behold, she gets a car, she gets money, she gets gifted until she was almost a problem for him. Then she's getting poisoned out of campus too. And then he's pumping fear, I believe, into her, suggesting that she's going to go down if she doesn't finish the job or whatever. But anyone that wants to act like I don't have the right to come out here and say and speak my piece is just wrong in a nutshell. I have every right to my emotions. I have every right to surface the patterns that have been going through my life in that fashion, and to make reason with it as far as this crime goes. And anybody who's in a 28-year relationship that doesn't have it to face their friends when their friends are saying, I'm not going to fight you, I'm not going to throw fists, I just want to fucking talk to you, and they still can't take it to that level after knowing how much abuse that they've been a part of. I'm sorry, but if you can't put those two and two together, where that man should be in jail, my dad should be dead, fucking getting his head crushed into a fucking vice after what he's done. You know, if I'm not okay to have these thoughts based on how these people have moved in my life, and these people want to make me crazy based on how they're all moving in my life while I haven't even gotten to surface my life, I think there's something here to say. And if anyone else out here wants to pretend like I don't have the place or the reason to take the floor and take the stand right now against this shit in my life, I don't know who you are, but a paid NGO, Freemason, a fucking bullshit ass fucking worldly design of a fucking brain, you got nothing up there. You got nothing in here. You got nothing on me. And that goes for Johnny, that goes for Jesse, that goes for my brothers, that goes for Dad, that goes for all of these fucking cage ass females that decided to go to work on Matthewology, all because they want money or whatever, or all because they have their own reasons, maybe, you know, some of them. But either way, these messages that I'm creating is honestly to help me get back up on my own track with what they've delivered me to an early grave, or for an early grave to be created in my life. I deserve to create spoken work, speeches, rap, hip-hop, hyper-pop, country, synth-pop, synth-wave. It doesn't matter. My verses are meant to pique the interest of people out here, hopefully in a way to establish a Heartworks community and to build a message that's profound regarding these attacks, because these things should be hard-hitting right now. And I feel really alone. I feel isolated. I feel destitute in my life based on what these people had done to me in my life. I deserve justice. I deserve to demand justice. And just like the justice, I called twice up there asking for the paper copy of my police report, and they can't provide it for me. I don't think they took a police report, is what I'm suggesting. And if they did, and it's been, 3 months? Or 2.5 months? I still haven't gotten that paper after calling them twice. I don't think that they created that police report. I don't think there is a police report. I think the whole thing was to come up, corral me, do the same thing that they always get away with doing. And I'm sorry, but I'm not going to have it. I'm not going to have that in my life. No more. They want to push me off out of campus to make it seem as if I'm just crazy. Real fucking hardcore maneuvering of my life to actually make that look so. And anyone that's not able to see that and how hard it would be to hold tight, well, let's just put it into perspective here. This has been my whole life. I'm holding tight, right? Motherfucker lives 2 blocks away. These people know who they are. And family ties and everything. These people know exactly who they are. But I'm sitting here holding tight, right? Now, I've read an article where an officer of the law, mind you, caught his wife cheating on him with his best friend. Or with his friend. And he walked up in there. You think he had it in him to hold tight? No. He didn't. So, they want to make me as though I'm a loose cannon and I'm all crazy, right? But when you think about it and you're really putting things into perspective out here, read article after article about what happens to people when they cheat on their partner with their best friend. Read. Find them. There's YouTube videos with insane stuff that highly resembles exactly what I'm saying here. They almost got away with killing me. They almost got away clearly with killing me. And though they didn't kill me, my whole history has been fucked. My whole mental health has been fucked. My whole sense of self, as inorganic as created could be. Matthew Murden, here, me, I don't know me. And the reason I say that is because without all of these abuses, I have never gotten to work on one thing, me. It wouldn't have mattered if it was skateboarding, rollerblading, something I love doing, drumming. It didn't matter if it was a job or a job setting. It didn't matter if it was a car or something that I had to work hard to get into. It has been being snaked from me with intention to wipe me out of campus, I believe, to get me away from the thoughts and memories that I had at whatever age I was. I say 2 years old, I was probably 3. Or I actually think I was 2. But either way, the fact of the matter is that nobody should have those memories surfacing back to them growing up, and then while they're surfacing, there are also players making sure that they aren't able to be spoke on, or they're not going to surface well enough, and that who cares, because no one's going to listen to you. They can't. because you're stuttering like a motherfucker, and just like I said before, when you're poisoned in this way, you are suffocating down to the cellular level. You don't even know it. I've discovered through patterns. But it all makes sense to me. I had the cardiovascular effects. I was legitimately feeling like sucked into myself in ways that nobody should ever have to feel. And trying to surface words was the hardest thing, and no one wanted to listen. No one even seemed to care. So you just walk away. You would just think that it's all you. But then when these memories do surface, things are happening, you start to catch on to the patterns, and then they're not going to be able to get away with creating these patterns. So that's why new people get involved. New paid crisis actors, if you will, get involved in the shape and name of, say, Aurelia or Emily, as a person, a female that's supposed to be there in her life, specifically to carry out this crime. Fucking A. You can't tell me that that's not the truth either, with all these people moved. I mean, you can say whatever you want. You can smear campaign however you want, Johnny Lee. But the fact of the matter is clear to me. Nobody, after the conversations I've had alone with her, moves that way. Nobody in conversations alone that I've had with Emily turn out that way. Nobody who has the conversations I've had in a relationship in general with any of these people who were moving in that way would ever have it within reality to turn out the way that it did. Normal people, even in given affairs, if they cheated on their person, would feel bad about it, A. And secondly, if you can live with yourself like that and be in a relationship, you shouldn't even be in a relationship. But normal people will feel bad about their actions or their inactions or whatever. And they'll go to their person and tell them the truth and let them make a decision based on their forthrightness of coming to them about it or whatever. But you should expect to be broken up with. You should expect to be single. Not go from one bed to another like she did with my own friend trying to murder me, for crying out loud. And then these people all want to move as if I'm crazy. Yeah, I have had to be crazy, because if I didn't do and move how I was moving, I would be dead. And they would get their determined outcome. And they would be able to smile and move about their little fucking fuck-off lives as if none of this ever happened. And that, my friend, is what I have a problem with. Big time. And that is exactly why I'm telling Johnny Lee, bring my dad and all of these so-called men into Minnesota in a room or in an open public area. It doesn't matter. I'll show up and we will just talk. Things might get a little hasty, but I won't throw the first punch. If you throw the first fucking punch, it's over. For all of you. But you have it within you to create a smear campaign, to work up in the backdrops of my life, to do this targeted individual shit, but you can't come up and step into the same fucking room with me, just like my brothers couldn't, me talking about their family therapy from before. For obvious fuck all reasons all over my life that they needed to move in this way. I'm not okay with it. I'm not okay with someone wiping me out of state, out of campus, my whole fucking life. And simply just trying to maneuver to get away with it. So Johnny Lee, And all you smear campaign artists, good luck. Your content sucks. My content rules. As opposed to yours, like, I'm legitimately asking you, okay, if this isn't the answer, G, and you want to be all fucking hateful and shit, how about you baseline yourself? Because I don't think you can baseline yourself with me, because you're all like, you're playing a video on your fucking machine, and you're telling me to shut up when you have perfect control of the play and pause and your own buttons. You don't even need to be creating the smear campaign. So you coming online specifically to be bothered is weird. That's just straight up weird, Johnny. If that's not weird, I don't know what is. But that is fucking weird. If I'm going to get mad at you for speaking, it's going to be because I can't shut you off, scroll past you. But see, these libtards think that, oh, I can't leave somebody alone to their own thought process regarding a fucking premeditated murder that these people wanted to play or whatever. Just, it is daunting to me to realize that these people all deflected at the same time, minimized at the same time, moved at the same time. Meanwhile, had all the backdrops of my life all ready to go. My friends have been being either paid to be shills or being killed. Anyone else that comes to me, like my son reaching out to me, ends up hurt. My friend from high school, after this stuff, I reached out, or we connected on Facebook. We started talking about stuff, and she ends up dead. She was fighting, and I didn't understand, but she was fighting to reason with things that were happening in her life still to that day. Someone did something to her, same way that they were doing it to me, but they got away with it with her. They fucking killed her. They fucking murdered her. And you know what? This is the fucking sad part of the factor of the matter. I'm not okay with that. These motherfuckers don't want me to come online simply because they don't want 10, 20, 300, 4,000 people or whatever to come to my aid, knowing that they have been moving to specifically isolate me, to get away with murdering me. No one needs to know a fucking thing. So I don't care what these people think. It's just like I said, no matter where I die, they fucking murdered me. I'm murdered in my life. I'm murdered in my abilities, my agility, my mind, myself, my own design. I'm just completely murdered. And if you can't see it to reason with how a person can feel absolutely murdered by their intentuous designs of making sure that I don't have financials, functions, any kind of fraternizing going on with people that can actually help me in this war against me, well, then what do you suggest I do? Just not do anything and roll over and die, let these people call me crazy and push me off into death and murder me? Simply because they want to converty up their tracks, just like my daddy needs to converty up his tracks. Because I'm not going to surface that memory. I'd say it's at least been 3-4 times hardcore in my life, and especially this last time, surfacing that memory on top of all of these things happening to me was one of the worst experiences I've ever had. So Dad, you can't even fucking talk to me. You couldn't even send me fucking $12 so I can get a meal. But you can act Like you're all hoity-toity. I go to a Christian church. I'm a Christian, man. He actually pumps himself up, and he's got like, you know, if you imagine those Air Jordans with those little pump balls on them, he actually pumps himself up as like he's that. He's like, I'm a good man and I'm a Christian man. But he's a fucking piece of shit, dude. And anyone that's going to deflect on me to have my reasoning to come out here, including my own fucking brothers, who should have been old enough at that age to realize how they wanted to fucking move. They should have been realizing at 7, 8, 11, 12, 14, 22 that I wanted to talk to them about this. That I wanted to figure out this shit. But did they? Did they? No, they didn't. They absolutely did not. So, they can go ahead and talk all they want about it being alleged abuses, alleged rape, alleged. But I saw with my very own fucking eyes what I saw. And I was being wiped out of campus my whole life so that I couldn't determine these things. So Johnny, keep creating your stupid content. That's all you got. You're fucking retard and you're fighting reality. You're fighting truth. You have no fucking anything but that's all I hear from you, dude, because you think you're going to be able to talk to God the way you're talking out here. Do you think you're going to get away with that? Oh, that's right, God doesn't exist. You're all well-to-do with any kind of fuckload, tard-ass, fucking bullshit-ass, smarmy-ass criminal campaign you want to set up, right? Because you got your Freemasonry and you're in the pockets of the occult, right? Oh, we get to enjoy our doppelganger later! As if the devil and all of these devils aren't going to fucking turn on you. Whatever. Think whatever you want. You can go all the way to your dying day. Who cares? Goodbye, Johnny. Goodbye. Goodbye, Johnny. I won't miss you. I don't even know if I've ever known you, besides in passing for all of like 3 seconds. Fuck you. And fuck all your occultists' design. Fuck your face. And unless you got it in you, bankster, to get my dad and all these cage-ass bitches together, do whatever you're gonna fucking do. You're a complete cage-ass bitch. All these people are fucking psycho, and they know it. The protections from the systemic areas through this systemic crime that's allowing for a lot of people to go missing, mind you. A lot of children go missing. A lot of devastation to be happened out here, huh? Oh, but these things don't happen. I don't know what I'm talking about, right, Johnny? But listen, any of these people want to come and step up into a room with me, I'll be grateful to show up. You want to fuck around in this kind of fucking covert type of war shit? You're just a bunch of cage-ass bitches is all you are. Because you haven't got the semblance of a fucking man around inside of your heart or your body or anything to actually step up to the fight that you've been fucking creating in my life. So fuck you guys. Anyway, I'm out of here.